This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
The best of the Morning X. 99.9.
The Morning X, Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy sitting around at a table in New York City, big stacks and stacks of paper. And look who's here, Matchbox 20.
Would you like to read a bio of yourself?
Oh, the bio. This is awful.
Let's go down that bio and point out things that are inaccurate, Rob.
Okay, that's good.
Let's see what isn't.
We'll analyze it.
Okay.
Soulful vocals. All right, there you go, right off.
Soulful vocals right off the bat.
Did you see this article on you in today's USA Today?
Somebody was showing it to us, but I've never looked at it.
Is it good or bad?
It's an excellent article.
Yeah?
I love this last quote that you said.
Read some of that article.
This about being called a rock star. Read that. That's a great quote you had.
Read it out loud so that we can hear.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to hear.
It says, there's a fine line between someone who's really tenacious and determined and a loser who doesn't have a job. I know it's hard for her to be fully behind me. That's from different. It's reasonable to want to be a policeman, but when you say you want to be a rock star, it's like saying you want to be a princess or a goat or a fire truck. It's not realistic. Yeah, that was me.
But did you ever say, I want to be a rock star? Were you like, I want to be a musician?
No, at first I wanted to be a rock star.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to be a musician. And then I realized you have to be a musician to be a rock star. I backed up, went to the musician side, and then tried to go for a rock star.
We're hanging out with Matchbox 20 at the Grammys, guys. Is the ride moving too fast yet?
No.
Because it's hitting you guys.
Yes, Kyle and I are a little dizzy. Rob is dealing with this very well, but we get like very tired.
Confusing right now.
Tired. Yeah, disoriented.
For 9 months, you guys have been just boom, 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 nonstop. Yeah. They're dragging you around the world. This show, that show.
Yes,
you got to talk to the Morning X. This show,
we're like
that show. You gotta
talented.
come back, talk to the Morning X. It's getting hectic.
It's it's worth it. Like all the payoffs that you get out of it are, it all comes back to you tenfold. So.
We first want to say a huge thank you for headlining the Chinese New Year concert. We raised about $30,000 for the Upper Chattahoochee Riverkeeper project. That was a great show.
You guys are cleaning up that muddy river.
Were you guys blown away? Like Sister Hazel, I thought was unbelievable.
They were very cool. Very cool.
We love those guys.
Entertainment. I'm looking at Entertainment Weekly here.
Okay.
These guys don't like us.
What have they said?
They're not fans. I don't think the word is fans.
It's like now I think they come out like out of nowhere, and now it's like they'll be talking about, well, I don't know if we should send troops to Iraq, but regardless of that, Matchbox 20 is not a good band. It's like they just find anything to
in the
throw
middle of
in.
Conversations about Puff Daddy were thrown in with them. It's just very
Puff
strange.
Daddy.
Well, like what is? Give me an example of something that of maybe a slam that you'll hear more than once that that gets under your skin.
What stuff have you read that's really bugging you?
One-hit wonder deal. And what was the deal? And then some guy said, oh, no, Robbie's a two-hit wonder.
So what are you, 6 cuts deep in the album?
Yeah, how can they say one-hit wonder? You got 6 hits.
Well, this was like in the beginning, and now I'm not sure what it is.
A lot of people complain that we don't dry clean our clothes enough. And I really don't think that that's such an issue.
You get some hygiene complaints.
Yeah. You could say that about any band.
It's most of the stuff like showering, things like that people just don't really get to see on TV. You don't get to smell that stuff on TV.
No, but Rob, when do you just stop reading the reviews? Because we've talked to Sheryl Crow, we've talked to a lot of artists who just say, that's it, I'm not reading any more reviews.
Well, we always read reviews, but we never cared about them.
It depends if it bugs you.
Seriously?
Cheryl gets all tweaked out about it.
Yeah,
it really never bugged you?
Man, oh no, you get mad sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if somebody, I only get mad when somebody's like, I've seen people slam me, but they were really clever about it. They just really, and you're just like, damn, that's
I think you always have to take into consideration.
But then you go, oh my god, okay, that's fine,
Yeah.
It's not like.
But they're manipulating the minds of thousands of other people.
Are they?
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess not. But while he's slamming me, still millions of people are buying the record. And so you say that's what matters. I mean,
absolutely.
I guess the publicity could go either way. They see the name.
It's not going to affect anybody from buying the record or not. Yeah. I mean, because everybody at this point knows your music who would be inclined to buy your record.
You know what, though? My mother stopped listening to our stuff after that Entertainment Weekly thing. Yeah. She won't even talk to me anymore. So, there is influence. There's a lot of influence out there.
Critics are terrible, though. Once something becomes successful, then that's it. That's you're doomed.
What one thing have you read that maybe bummed you out a bit, but you just threw it away?
I get bummed when people don't like us or are ragging us for the wrong reasons. Like some guy was talking about songs or my songs and said, and he started talking about Cody, and he was saying, another, another run-of-the-mill relationship song. And Cody was about a child that had died, a friend of mine's, son, and it was all about dealing with that loss, and so that was the only time like you feel like calling somebody, just go, listen, you're an idiot just because you don't know what it's about, and just because you interpret it a certain way, and so that kind of upsets me when people they're just stupid.
Yeah, I think that's the difference between
and not smart.
A good reporter and a good interviewer and a bad one is somebody who actually maybe took the time to understand and listen, rather than somebody who maybe listened to it like 2 minutes into the album and decides to review the whole thing.
Dan Aykroyd's here.
No, who's Dan Aykroyd?
Who's Dan Aykroyd?
Who's Dan Aykroyd,
some
Rob?
old dude.
Where's Dan Aykroyd?
He's
there
standing
he
right
is.
He's one of the Blues Brothers.
All his records.
He's great. He was really good with Cheap Trick.
I got to tell you guys, I heard for the first time today your version of Never Going Back.
Right on.
The a tribute to Fleetwood Mac's Rumors. This is a great CD.
A copy of that in your hand. I don't even have a copy.
Yeah,
of
we
that.
don't even.
Do you want? I have two. Do you want one?
They pipe it by. Morning acts need to get it
I love
out.
the way you go into the chain at the end. That's very cool.
Thanks. Man, we just saw Lindsey Buckingham outside.
Yeah, he just left the
Oh
left the
my
room.
God,
How
I freaked
spooky was
out.
that?
He's a legend. Did you talk to him?
Yeah, he knew who I was. I was like, I'm Rob with Matchbox 20. He's like, man, I love what you did with the song. He's like, I thought it was great.
Rob, wasn't one of your old girlfriends piping up about Push, saying it was about her and it wasn't about? What was that all about?
It was some girl. There was a threat in the air.
Was it?
You know what I mean? And so after, it never happened. You can't do that. It's like, you can't sue somebody for.
Didn't that happen though? A girl said that he wrote that about me, or something. And you said in reality, no, I wrote it about someone else.
Well, no, I wrote it about me.
Oh, it was about you.
The whole.
I didn't know who it was
thing.
about.
No, it was. I don't know. Glenn from Toad the Wet Sprocket had stopped me. And he's like, man, he asked me about that. And I was like, no, man, it's totally not a thing like that. It wasn't a big deal. And he's like, man, good. He's like, because if somebody sets that precedent, we're all songwriters are screwed. You can never write about anything ever again.
So good luck on the Grammys. Congratulations.
Thank you, and thank you
Reel
guys
in the
for
big trophy.
Thank you guys for the birthday cake, by the way.
And for
Thanks, guys.
And for you two, we're in New York, just so you know, because I know you're a little disoriented.
Yeah, Kyle and I we wake up.
Guys,
We're in
collecting
Missouri.
ourselves here.
Yeah.
Every day is Missouri for us.
Well, you're at CBS. Yeah, you know what? Go up to 60 Minutes floor. Maybe you can, bump into one of them up there.
I'm going to go up to 60 Minutes floor and pull out my penis.
Matchbox 20.
I did that yesterday,
Can you say
Rob.
that on the radio?
That's old news.
Yeah, you can say anything. Live on the Morning X. We're live in New York. See you guys.
The best of the Morning X. 99X.
Bravo TV star Lala Kent holds nothing back.
I think the boundaries are getting a little unboundaried, but that's fine.
From relationships,
it's grabbing coffee with your friends. That is
right up my alley.
Right?
To business and beyond.
Where there's history, true friendships, but it's fine. I've also been a rat. I'm obsessed with her. I hate her. Literally the exact same feeling.
If you really want to party,
you have to have the perfect combination.
Give them Lala. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.